Hey there! Welcome back to Just Risa. Make sure to hit the like, hit subscribe, and ring that bell so you get notifications from me. And always remember to be unapologetically you.
Before we dive into today's content, we want to clarify that everything you're about to see and hear is intended for educational and documentary purposes under the Fair Use Doctrine. We strive to provide thoughtful analysis, transformative commentary, and historical context to the subjects we cover. Any copyrighted material, including videos, images, and music, is used in accordance with fair use guidelines. All content is meant to be a critical reflection, and we do not claim ownership of any original works unless explicitly stated. If you're the owner of any material featured and would like to discuss its use, please reach out to me directly. Enjoy the show, and remember, this channel is all about exploring the untold stories both past and present, the gritty details, and the history that shapes our world.
What does the fuck say? Hey. They not like us. 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 They not like us.
Hey guys, it's Risa. Yeah, this is very different for me to start this way because you see, I don't play the game out here on YouTube like everybody else. I do it very differently and I do it my way. I live in rural West Texas in rattlesnake territory. I've been seeing all the snakes going out today. I'm going to be talking a little bit about snakes and about legal defamation that I saw today on me and my character that we're going to deal with the right way. So you better buckle up. If you don't like snakes, you might just want to close your eyes for a bit because it's going to have some snakes in here. Because I live in rattlesnake territory. We deal with these in real life all the time. They're all over the place. Usually not so much in town where I live, but out in the country where our cows are. You don't walk around in the grass without your snake boots on. You don't walk around out there without your snake shot on your hip because you never know when one of these guys is going to find you. And when you find the den of the snakes, oh, you don't go into the snake den because you know you're going to get bit. So the rattlesnakes, what they do, they coil up like this and they rattle. And their rattle, it's not a threat, it's a warning, a specific warning that they see you. And if you don't back off, if you don't go away the right way, you don't run from a rattlesnake either. They don't see that well. They can heal the pits. You can see the little pits on their face. They detect like heat and they can smell you. Their eyes are not really all that great. You start moving real fast, they're going to strike. You actually have to walk back very slowly until you're very far away from the rattlesnake because they can strike their whole body's length out. But they'll sit here and rattle for a good while until you leave them alone or they don't feel threatened anymore. So Risa got threats today, and we're going to handle it legally because I don't play these games. And I I'm not out here for money on YouTube. I have money. I can go tomorrow and go file and have you served within the end of the week. Or I can go on YouTube and get the pro bono guys. I'm going to show you them in a little bit. We're going to watch the snake a minute. We're going to talk about rattlesnakes for a bit. See, rattlesnakes are not really aggressive. They're going to warn you and they're going to strike. The only reason they're going to actually strike you is if you threaten them and you're in their territory, you scare them, or you smell like food. Otherwise, they're going to leave you alone in reality. But you got to watch out for them. If you hear that little rattly sound around here, you start looking real fast. That sound. You guys thought that one. Oh, you guys thought that one was going to strike. It's not. I did check my videos before I started here. I'll make sure everybody can hear me. I don't know if you're in my chat or not. Probably got all the haters watching me right now. Because that's just how things work over here. But I found some different things today, and I'm going to share a couple things about snakes. Keep on my background music. I'll turn it down low. There we go. See, I actually listen to worship songs a lot of times behind my videos. You guys might not know it, but a lot of the stuff I put in the background is worship music. I got hate today for being at church. I was at church while y'all were dragging me for 5 hours. And then I was at home with my family. I was on with Letitia for a little bit. We were talking about Harry and Meghan Markle. Had somebody come in there wanting to talk hate on me. And it's come to find out they're coming there to talk hate on me because in Starr's 76 Truth Seekers, we're over there spreading mad lies and defamation, which will be filed as soon as possible. I haven't even finished the whole video yet because I'm having to do a detailed analysis and having a report because of every single thing that you guys lied about, because I don't fake anything and I can prove everything I say. Y'all don't get that? I don't bluff and I don't lie. I don't play this game that way. By the way, my little avatar, it's a little present for you. I brought you a present, Starr and Darcy Diamond. There's a present for her and Plotter and anybody else that wanted to talk crap on me. There's you a big old pile of poo. I brought you a nice little present because I'm tired of this and I will not have lies on my name and defamation and people thinking they're coming at me in real life. You have another thing coming to you. You think you're saying you messed with the wrong one? No, ma'ams. You're messing with the wrong one because I have the legal means to do all of this tomorrow. I'm done. So I got some things I'm going to share. And if you're in the chat, you are more than welcome to come talk to me. I will be here for a little while. This shouldn't take super long. I am livid. Yeah, you're hearing me livid right now. This is me livid. I don't come up here and go off on people because I'm mad. I don't come up here like everybody else and just sit there and just go off and off and off and off. It's not my style. I'm a woman of integrity. I'm a woman of noble character. I got made fun of in your chat for going to church. What is wrong with you guys? In fact, some of that could be considered religious hate speech. Go listen to what all y'all said and go read your chat. Religious hate speech. I'm to that point. So I'm going to be very clear with this. This live is not gossip. This live is not drama. And this live is not content. This is legal documentation. In fact, most of the videos I've been doing is for that exact reason. Legal documentation. So when I have to file these things in actual court, I've got it documented and you all saw it the whole time. I do things differently for a very, very specific reason. I'm sorry that y'all got the smart, goody-goody, two-shoes, nerdy girl who knows how to do things legal out here. You're going to have to deal with it because I'm not going anywhere. Just like every other public notice I've issued, this live is archived as part of a formal, time-stamped record addressing defamatory statements that have been made against me. I don't know if my music is too loud. Let me shift it down just a bit. I've been told before that my voice is too low, and part of that is because my family's in there doing their things and getting ready for bed, and I don't want them hearing me being loud. Especially my husband, he's pissed right now. If he heard me in here all yelling and going off on somebody, you guys would be hearing about this much, much sooner than just from me. Because he's ticked off. He knows everything. So, Plotter, you wanted to say he doesn't know anything. He knows everything. He's one of my subs. He watches my stuff. He supports me. He didn't like some of the stuff that happened in January and February. He doesn't like some specific people out here on YouTube. He can't stand them. If I'm listening to him, he comes in and just rolls his eyes because he can't stand them. But he knows. So I'm going to clear a lot of things up. This is not going to be my formal rebuttal to what you guys said about me today. I'm working on that. I have 5 hours worth of stuff I have to go through. So thank you for that. I was at church.
Imagine being able to build
At church.
just by thinking.
Sorry, I had an ad on my music. I was at church, and then I came home, and I had lunch. And then after lunch, we all got laundry, and we've been doing family laundry day. I had to stop my younger son from putting the dishwasher soap into the washing machine because we're teaching my children how to use a washing machine. And my husband didn't know how to use a washing machine correctly when we first got together. By the way, Plotter, my husband and I have been together for 21 years. We just celebrated our 19th wedding anniversary. We met on a blind date. We have never broken up, not one single day. So wherever you got that I had an affair that you wanted to put in the chat, that's defamation on me too. You can have defamation in a chat, you just better bet. You guys are messing around and you're about to get legally served in real life because I know how to do it. I know where to go. So I'm going to show you a couple of those places in just a minute because I'm done. I'm done with this. So here we go. Let's see what else on my notes. I love my notes. Starr, you knew. I'm going to turn off my music for a bit. It's kind of bugging me. Really, really low. It's bugging me in my ear. Starr, you knew what you said earlier was false. You knew what you said earlier was false. That I did not falsify a single text message that I put out on that live last night. Not a single one. You said it anyway. You went out here and completely defamed me, accusing me of making AI stuff to start drama over here. For real. Yeah, it's going to be dealt with. I have a video of everything on my phone, just like you said you could. Oh, I have it. I just haven't got it redacted yet because I'm not going to dox you. That's going to be on Minions 2.0. I can't believe you came up here and you said all of that, knowing it was false. You said it anyway. That's not an accident. That's malice. And that's defamation that I will file on. I'm for real. This is past the point. Letitia and them with the doxing. I'm going to show you some stuff on that doxing in a minute. I just found out you have crossed the line. And you have options. Your options are to take down the videos and retract, or keep them up and get served. Those are your choices. Bottom line, those are your choices. These claims made against me were false, malicious, and harmful. That is defamation. YouTube's own policies prohibit this type of behavior. And I've documented everything, screenshots, timestamps, chats, the entire thing you did this morning. And it's being compiled into a report. And I have a real attorney who's going to look at it tomorrow, and it's going to be filed with YouTube Legal and sent to you. So look for it. It will say you have a chance to do this without actually being served. You have 48 hours to take down the video right now. That's YouTube's policy. I emailed you according to YouTube's policy. Just know that. This is not a threat. I've already warned. This is consequences. So, if you were in those chats and you were spreading or laughing at the lies about me, you're not just a bystander. You're actually kind of part of the problem. And some of you were actually part of the defamation because you knew what you were saying was fictitious. Or you have absolutely no way of proving it because it's never happened. And yes, I'm documenting everything. You think I can't see it? Oh, I can. So here's what's going on. I'm not even looking at my chat right now. If you're in my chat, I will look in a minute. I'm looking at my notes. I am not just talking here. I'm working with legal professionals to take care of this. I'm going to turn off this music. It's annoying me. That's why I do these pre-records, because I like the music in the background, but I don't listen to it while I'm talking. It's annoying me. I'm a very audio person. So, yeah. So here, I'm going to go back. I'm not just talking here. I am working with legal professionals. Morgan and Morgan, they're over here on YouTube. They are for injury and defamation and all of that kind of stuff with civil litigation. They have a presence over here on YouTube. I follow them. I'll show you their link in a bit. This is serious business. If you are being defamed out here on YouTube, I'll show you where to go look to maybe get something started if you don't have an attorney that you will pay for. Personally, legally, you guys ought to know with my case I just finished with my school, 2-year case. I have defamation on them. I can't file it because they have sovereign immunity unless they go out here and lie on me anymore past this. Okay? It's $250 for me to go file it and have it served with an attorney, along with a cease and desist. $250. I have that. I can go do it tomorrow if I want to. I've done this before with my school. I have looked into this. You cannot believe how much I know defamation law, I sat here at home for 2 years watching Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. I learned a lot during that trial about defamation and law. I'm ready to take this all the way. You have no case against me, but I have a slam dunk case against you. So you want to keep this going? This is where we're going, because you're going to get a demand letter from me very, very soon, Starr and Plotter. You will get a demand letter from me saying to immediately remove the defamatory content, issue a retraction, and cease further false statements. Now, Plotter, you're not the content holder. Yours is going to be false statements in those chats. Failure to do so will be considered willful malice and will escalate legally, both to YouTube and civil court. This is not a threat. This is not a threat. It's a boundary. And let's be honest. Y'all want to make fun of us over here? I'm not rich by any means, but it's me and Bonnie, the rich bitches. We win in the end because we have the money to do so. I will protect my name. I will protect my peace. I will protect my family at all costs. My career and my rights. No exceptions. This video is part of a formal legal documentation and is not intended to threaten, harass, or intimidate. It is a direct response to defamatory content and is archived as evidence in ongoing legal proceedings. Now I want to show you a couple video clips that go with my little live here. I don't even know if oh no, see, nobody's over here in my chat. That's fine. Some people listen to me in the bushes that are my friends. They send me messages later. Some people out here in the bushes, I know who some of you are. It's not a big surprise later on when you want to talk on stuff. You guys think it's just hard to figure out. No, it's actually very simple to figure out who you are and what you did. And you watch stuff, it's easy. People want to say, I need to get a life. I've been with my family all day. That's why it's 1 o'clock and I haven't got this done yet. Plus, I had to listen to 5 hours worth of talking. So we're going to go back to them snakes. If you don't like snakes, you might want to click off for a bit. Click back on, because I told you I lived in Texas. This is what we got here in Texas. We got some big old snakes. I had somebody just say something in my chat. Hey, dropping the tea. Much love to you. Much love to you. I'll send you a... where's my heart emoji? Where are my emojis? Oh, I'm sad. I'm just going to say love. There's love to you because I don't know where my emojis are right now. And yeah, let me take down my music. Now let me show you my my rattlesnakes. See, I'm a snake person. I have a pet snake. Part of my legal case was with a snake. No, I'm not scared of snakes. Here in Texas, we have them all over the place. This was a house underneath their house, like in a crawl space, that was full of rattlesnakes. Here you go.
Come on over here. Oh, you're not real happy. Huh? So this is our first big one. A lot of snakes. That's a big one. That's a big one.
This company comes out here and does this that's their job. They remove them. I love snakes. I wouldn't want these guys.
Covered with snakes. There's one or two up there, and then behind that cinder block, there's another big wad of them.
So I'm a snake person, love snakes. I'm not going to go and do what these guys are doing. No. I don't do the ones that have venom anyway. The non-venomous ones, oh yeah. I have a snake. I have a corn snake. Her name is Rosie. She's going to be in my next video. I'm going to do my testimony and my story and where I come from and some things like that. Some things y'all don't know about me. I'm going to show you Rosie. And but yeah, she's pinkish. She's called a snowy corn snake, so she's like whitish and pink. And she has pink eyes because she's albino. And I've had her for nearly 6 years, and she is just like the sweetest thing. She's never bitten or struck anybody unless you were feeding her. She's very docile. She's my girl.
Got him? Yep, good. Yep. See ya later.
I have family members who have had them in their house like this.
So we've been under here for a couple hours now. Finally starting to see the light. We've got 2 right there, 1 right there, there.
Isn't that crazy?
Those 2. Hey guys, we're down to our last few snakes. Probably another 4 or 5 back there, something like that. These are the last few we have right here. I think it's 2, possibly 3. There might be another one tucked up underneath. We're going to get these few out, and then we'll do our follow-up video.
Isn't that crazy? Like, how many did they say? 40-something snakes. This is from the AP. So they had like 40-something snakes out of that one house. This is what we deal with here in Texas. It's a different world out here. And I don't, like I said, I don't live in Texas like Dallas and Houston and the big cities. I live in rural. I live in farmland. We have cows. We have black widow spiders. I fight them around my house all the time. They're elusive little critters. They like my garage. Spray my garage all the time. We have diamondback rattlesnakes. And rattlesnakes, they can swim. They will swim with their rattle above the water. And one year we were fishing at night and out on the lake, and we had lights out for the shad minnows to come up. And we saw a snake in the water. It was right by my hand as I was fishing. And it was a little bitty one. It was a little baby rattlesnake, had a couple buttons, which those are like more venomous than the bigger ones because they can't control how much they give into you. And it was swimming, and it tried to get in the boat, and we tried to catch it in a net and like put it down in the water and drown it. Those suckers can be underwater for like 30 minutes and not drown. We eventually had to get it up on a buoy and like chop it in half. My dad had to chop it in half with a buoy because it was trying to get in our boat, like right by my hand up that light. Like the light goes off the boat into the water and has a cord, and it's coming up that cord right by my hand. It's kind of freaky out here when you live out in the country. If anybody else lives in the country, then you guys know what I'm talking about probably. But where we have here, a rattlesnake is actually good eating. I mean, if you've ever had rattlesnake, it tastes like chicken. Kind of like frog legs and tastes like chicken. Never had calf fries. No, thank you. Ugh. Let me go find my throw up button. If you don't know what calf fries are, I'll tell you. Then tell me in the chat if you don't know what calf fries are, or go look them up because that's calf fries. No calf fries. And so this is where I live. You have to be watching out for the snakes. And the one thing you know around here, you do not put your hand in the snake den. Because if you put your hand in the snake den, you're going to get bit. You're going to get bit by something. Everybody knows that, right? Don't stick your hand in the snake pit because you're going to get bit. That's true. I forgot to pull up a video. Just a second. But one more video of these rattlesnakes. This one's kind of funny. Pull it up. Oh. Sorry, I know y'all think I've got more, and y'all know. Y'all wait, y'all find. I don't know who's listening, but by the way, the video last night I did on the Minions, it was not taken down because of you guys. I played a 3-minute clip of the Minions with the apple and the banana when they were chasing the banana and then found the apple at the end. It was a copyright block from Universal because I played the wrong clip. I didn't pre-screen it beforehand. It wasn't you. Y'all are so dumb. You thought it was you that actually got me copyright struck. No. By the way, if you tried, okay, I'll fight it back because I didn't do anything wrong. Sorry, not sorry. I'm going to call out the lies. I'm going to call out the BS. And I'm going to do it with receipts. Verified receipts that I can prove. So I'm done playing games. Everybody keeps saying, show us the receipt, show us the receipt. Oh, I'm showing you the receipts now. Because I am past the point of, I'm past that point. You messed around too much. You didn't listen to the warnings. Now you're going to find out. So here is what happens when you go out with a GoPro cam to a rattlesnake den. This looks similar to the area I'm in. I don't know where they're at here, but it looks very similar to the scrubland area anywhere out here. We have farmland, and then you go off a little bit off the Cap Rock in Texas, and the land changes real fast, and you get scrubland with ranch land. That's where our cows are. Here we go. What would you do if? Hey, Kirsty, would you stick your hand in that rattlesnake pit? Anybody else in the chat, Kirsty, if you're still there, would you stick your hand in that rattlesnake pit? I wouldn't even want to be where this guy is. I'd be like a ways away from there. But they said, I love snakes. I ain't going to go over near the rattlesnake den. They like to den up in the cistern out at the farm. And they used to get into one of the houses before they burned it down. Where our cows are, they burned down an old farmhouse because it was dilapidated and had snakes in it. But anyway, would you stick your hand in there? I didn't think so. Watch this dummy. He's going to lose his GoPro. Ah! That one got me. I wasn't expecting that one. Ah, 2. Ah, 3. And he dropped his camera. Yep. I knew they were going to.
I lost my camera.
Uh-oh.
I will be. There's nothing right here. I'll check it.
What the heck happened?
Not going to step in an area I don't know about.
They're using a golf club. Okay, let's go.
Okay.
So you did the oh, they got cows. Did you hear the cows? They have cows. I don't know why that just pulled up there. That's kind of weird. They have cows. So, yeah, rest in peace, GoPro. They got it back. I don't know if I've seen that particular one. I've seen some other ones where they do that. And yeah, so here's this guy. That guy, he has a little song. Because, you know, I do everything in song. If you're going to listen to me, you just got to deal with it. I'm going to do it my way. There he goes.
Where is the moment we needed the most? You kick up the leaves and the magic is lost. And tell me your blue skies fade to gray. And tell me your passion's gone away. And I don't need no carrying on. Stand in the line just to hit a new low. You're faking a smile with the coffee to go. And tell me your life's been way offline. You fall into pieces every time. And I don't need no carrying on.
Cause you had a bad day, taking one down, sing a sad song and turn it around. Say I don't know, tell me don't lie. You work at a smile and go for a ride. You had a bad day, the camera don't lie. Coming back down and you really don't mind. You had a bad day, you had a bad day. So yeah, oldie but goodie there. If my sounds sounded like crap singing with it, when you do it with a live, like on live like this, it kind of gets scrambled because of the lag and stuff. So if it sounded horrible, sorry. I like to sing. Sometimes I do it. Songs I sing myself. A lot of like the Reese's Back song, I sung that one myself. That was me. In one take. That was kind of fun. Because I like to do songs. Music's a big thing to me. Music's very important to my life. So let's see here. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of my background music I had behind me because I can't talk and listen to that at the same time. Anyway, I'm glad you liked my little song there. I've got a couple more things here we're gonna share before we get into a little bit more of what's going on out here on the YouTube streets against Risa today, because Risa pretty angry. Did you know that rattlesnake venom is worth $5,000 an ounce? $5,000 an ounce. It's one of the most expensive liquids you can get, other than the only true blue-blooded animal on the planet, the horseshoe crab, because the blue blood from the horseshoe crab they use for medications and cancer treatments. And then rattlesnake venom is very, very, it's hard to get, of course. It's dangerous to get. It's $5,000 an ounce. If you get bit by a snake, your bill just for anti-venom could be up to $500,000 just for the medication. Just for the medication. It's insanity. That's why you have insurance. That's why you have good insurance, and that's why you carry snake shot on your hip if you go out to the farm in certain times of the year when the snakes are out, and you know where to go, where to not go, and where to step and not step. We actually have, close by to me, we have rattlesnake roundup. Have you heard of rattlesnake roundup before, Kirsty? Have you heard of rattlesnake roundup? So everybody out here will go and round up rattlesnakes, and they will take them to this one city. It's nearby me. It's not super close, but it's not super far, an hour or two away. And they'll just put them in this great big old pit, and they have a cookout, like they cook rattlesnake. And if you're a vegetarian, sorry, I live out in the country, people do that. I've never been to the rattlesnake roundup myself. It'd be kind of cool to go to. It's one of my bucket list things eventually. I'm gonna take my kids. They would think that's cool. They're weird science nerds like me. So here's the rattlesnake roundup.
My name is Riley Sawyers, and I'm a past president and this year's PR chairman for the world's largest Sweetwater JC's Rattlesnake Roundup. It all started back in 1958 when area farmers and ranchers came to the JCs and said, hey, man, y'all know we got tons of rattlesnakes. Let's catch them and do something with. Well, really about 1959, 1960, it started growing. More media started getting involved and more people started hearing about it. And it just has grown tremendously. There's about 30 to 40,000 people a year come to Sweetwater where we live and do business at. We prefer not to every step he takes a rattlesnake. So that's one reason we have the roundup is just on population control. We catch a approximate average of about 5,000 pounds a year. Hunters will start bringing their snakes in. We buy them for a nominal fee. They're thrown into a pit, and from that pit, they go to the milking pit. We actually take the venom out of their glands, and from that station, they go to research where they're measured, sexed, and weighed, and that information is sent to the Texas Parks and Wildlife for them to do their studies and make limits or suggestions or whatever, just like any other wildlife. And then from that station, they go to probably one of the favorite ones of everybody's where the blood and guts are. We call it the skinning pit. Their head is chopped off, skinned, and then all part of the rattlesnakes are used. We end up cooking the meat, making belts, wallets, boots, whatever out of the hides. It's a wonderful event. It's just not about snakes. We have a gun, knife, coin show, a carnival, flea market, a cook-off that hosts about 125 to 150 teams, and just a lot of entertainment for the individual or family for night or the weekend.
Let's start with the eye chart.
I was crunching my ice and I didn't know if y'all could hear it hit mute. So yeah, they collect them. People all over will collect them. They put them in buckets, actually. Like ranchers and stuff like that. They'll catch them and put them in buckets. They will take them out there, and then they will have this festival. and they milk them, and all of the venom they milk from there goes to research and goes to making anti-venom, and that money is actually like donated in. They do purchase the snakes, nominally from the people who bring them in, and then they have a cookout, and it's like a big festival, like. But it's to help control the population out here, so we don't have like entirely too many, to get rid of the snake den. Instead of just killing it and it goes for nothing, they just like out here in the frontier, it's used. It's just sorry if you're a vegetarian or if you're from Peter, you're against any of this. I live out in the country. We go out and we go deer hunting, and we have venison for an entire year to eat in our freezer. We have turkey from Thanksgiving that we had for Thanksgiving meal. My son was so excited, he fed the family the turkey. We had wild turkey. I live in the country, like just a different world than a lot of people are used to. And any of the Aussie friends, they have a different country out there. Other people out here from the country too, not just me, but I'm a very country person. So what I want to show now is I am not going to be called up to somebody's panel. Starr, Plotter, everybody that was over there, Darcy Diamond, I'm not going to be called up to your panel and just show up. I'm not going to stick my hand in the snake pit because I know I'll get bit. And in fact, I wasn't even over there, and all you did for 5 hours was defame and lie on my name, which now I'm having to handle legally. It will be done. I'm not threatening you. You were amply warned. And I've already sent emails and text messages and a phone call out. And Starr, if you want to show them, play the voicemail. Don't say I was crazy and I cussed you out. No, you can play it. You go ahead and play it if you want to, because it was just like I'm talking right now. Exactly like I am right now. Yeah, I'm angry, but I'm not going to come up here and go off on you guys like everybody else on here. I'm a very different person. I handle my emotions a lot better than a lot of you do. And then another thing I got is I'm out here chasing clout. We're going to learn about what that is, because some of us don't even know what it means. Because see, over here on my channel, I haven't got a dime since I started in February from anybody. Not a dime. I don't want money. I've said that numerous times. I've said, if you want to help me, support the charities, the real charities that I am sponsoring, or you can buy a book for the kids in my classroom. I'm looking for clout. From what? Where am I going to get money? Where am I going to get fame? I've said since minute one when I came out on mics in December, I didn't even want to be on YouTube like this. It's morphed into this, and I'm having some fun making content. Somebody said that they should call my school district and tell my principal and my parents that I shouldn't be their teacher. You go ahead and do that, and you're going to get another defamation against that, and that one I will win, because you're coming after my actual career. I have 18 years of flawless reviews. I had one horrible injustice done to me that I'm going to put out on my channel. I've talked about it some. Do not listen to what I say and then go tell somebody something completely different. If you're going to quote me exact and accurate, Darcy Diamond, because I'm going to be coming at you too. You better bet. Ralph, I'm going to address you a different time frame. I'm not against Ralph. I'm not against anybody else in Atlas. This is just Darcy. She effed up today, and she's going to find out now too. And I will deal with that on a different video. This is not even for you guys. It's not even really about her. This is what I saw today that will be handled. Because you're not going to come over here and lie on me. You're not run over there in that Discord and go lie on me. That's defamation. and I'm going to file it legally because I'm done playing this game on YouTube. It's not a game anymore. This is not content. This is not content. You guys want this to go away? Then shut your mouth. It's that simple. You get two options. Shut your mouth, it goes away. Retract, and Risa will not file all of this stuff fully. Or keep going. And you're going to find out what happens when you get served. Some people, their things they're doing out here are criminal. I'm not lying about investigators. Y'all don't get it. I can't share all of that stuff because it's being investigated. I don't get how you guys just cannot understand the level that this has gotten to, which is ridiculous, because you could have stopped this. I've warned you and warned you and warned you and warned you, and you've come out here saying I'm threatening you. I'm not threatening anybody. I've never threatened a single person out here. Ever. I warn. Maggie just said earlier, well, I told them that if they would do this and this and this, then this and this and this and this would happen. No, you didn't. And that's the exact same thing I've done. Those emails that she wants to throw in my face, that's doing it legally the way legal work goes. That's being professional. I'm sorry that you guys aren't professionals and don't know how professional work goes, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I'm a professional. I'm an intellect. Deal with it. And coming at me against my religion, it's about to be hate speech. Like, I'm tired of that. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to use my religion all I want, just like you guys can. I keep my mouth shut about what you're saying, what I agree with, what I don't. You can do the same. Or you can spill it over there and just hate all you want, and then I have to report it as hate speech. I don't care anymore. I am so done. So clout chasing? Absolutely not. I'm not cloud chasing. I'm not clout chasing. I want to make my own content about Bonnie and Clyde and about the Christian women on my Christian channel that you guys dissed. In her sandals, by the way. That's what it's called. I want to make educational content. My school knows. You can come tell my school. They've already been alerted. They've already been told I'm doing stuff on YouTube, and I've got people over here who are defaming me and who are causing drama on YouTube, and they understand because they know how the real world works too. They hired me knowing I was going to make educational content from my classroom on a different channel that you guys are not even going to know about. I'm not going to share that one with you because I'm not that stupid. You won't find it. I mean, you guys really got to stop and just think. And think logically. See, psychologically, yeah, I don't have a psychology degree, but I'm a teacher and I know a lot about psychology. You have your wise brain and you have your unwise brain. You're rational and you're irrational. When you are in emotion, that's the irrational part of your brain going off. Those primary parts of your brain trying to survive, and the irrational part of your amygdala just shooting out all of these different signals. When you're like me right now and you're using your wise mind, you can control yourself. You can sound like a professional. You don't sound like a crazy person. You want to think I'm a crazy person right here, then your view of a crazy person and mine are two completely different things. Because, yeah, I'm not crazy. I'm not psycho. All of that's defamation, by the way. The ones that were saying that about me today, that's defamation. You can't prove any of that. And even if you could, how dare you? How dare you make fun of somebody that has a mental disability of any kind? I don't have that kind of mental disability. Are you insane? I mean, what is wrong with you guys?
Hey, everyone. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into a term that's been buzzing around social media, clout chasing. So, what exactly is clout chasing? Let's break it down. Clout chasing is all about seeking attention and fame, often through desperate or controversial means. The term clout refers to influence or power, especially in the context of social media fame. And chasing implies that someone is actively pursuing this attention, sometimes at any cost.
I'm not clout chasing. I don't want fame. I don't want to be doing this stuff against you guys. I want to be doing true crime. I've been watching Brian Koberger's stuff. I was going to do his trial over here on my channel. I was going to do that, and it got canceled because he took a guilty plea, and now all the gag orders being lifted, and I'm watching all of that stuff. In the meantime, I get a notice or I see something where somebody says Starr was talking on me. You were talking on me first about text messages, putting them in context that was not even what they were about. I'm showing those so everybody can see what it is. If you're going to talk on it, I'll show the picture. I have no fear. There's nothing I have said to anybody at any point in time in any Discord, WhatsApp, text message, or chat that I wouldn't want anybody else to see. Nothing. So you guys go ahead and throw those threats around. Let's see it then. And then I'll pull up the duplicate and show how it's either, if you want to say faked, okay, you guys might be faking something. I haven't seen anything that you guys have. I have my evidence. I have all the WhatsApp stuff on my computer. I have to go dig through tons of files to find them, but I can. I've got everything on my phone. I've got my phone records. Can we go get my phone records from my phone company and show everybody where we talked on the phone, Starr? Or Murph? Or anybody else? I'll never talk to Maggie directly, phone number wise. And Plotter don't talk to anybody. If y'all haven't noticed, Plotter doesn't ever say anything on anybody's channel. And the one time he did talk out on a WhatsApp, I've heard about that conversation. So have a lot of other people. Why don't you come out, Plotter, and actually talk? Cam up on screen. Put the money where your mouth is. How about that? I'm not clout chasing. I don't care. Nobody knows who I am because I'm brand new. This is the only reason I say anything. Come watch this because nobody knows I did it because I'm new at this. You guys do the same exact dang thing. I don't have all the viewers that popped over here because they followed me from Maggie's channel when her channel got shut down. I don't care. I don't care. Why do you think I want any of this for fame? My boys were like, oh, Mom, you're going to be like Mr. Beast on YouTube. I said, no, I'm not. Guys, think about it. I'm not going to be like that. Plus, I have a career. What is wrong with you people? Everybody else does this, so you think everybody does? Because if that's your logic, you need to get a new logic meter.
You'll often see clout chasers on platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. They might post outrageous content, start drama, or even fake their lifestyle just to get likes, follows, and shares. In today's digital age, fame can bring not just attention, but also financial rewards. Brands might pay influencers for promotions, and more followers can mean more opportunities. However, clout chasing often comes with a negative connotation. People might engage in risky behavior or spread misinformation just to stay relevant. So, how can you spot a clout chaser? Look for people who constantly seek validation through likes and comments, or those who...
I'm going to stop this here. This ain't me. This is some of you guys. Want to pop up just to start drama? I was in Letitia's chat. We were talking about Meghan Markle, and somebody popped in because Starr was talking on me. Started wanting to make drama with me and Letitia's. Had been over there for over an hour talking about Meghan Markle. They came over because they were over there talking mad, crazy BS on me. Those complete fabricated lies that I will rebut, and I will win this case because it is cut and dry. Point. It for real. Are you insane? You're going to come over here and just completely fabricate stuff because I will put you in your place. I guarantee if I say it, I can prove it. I say this all the time and people don't believe me. And they're like, well, show us receipt. Some things I can't show, but now I'm ready to show things. And if Darcy Diamond, I'm going to do you differently, Rouse Crew, if y'all don't get control of some of that thing is going to have to come back out because it's going to snowball back out. I don't want to do that at all. I'm not threatening or passive aggressively saying that. I'm saying truthfully, I don't want to do that with you, Ralph. I don't. So get control of some of your subscribers because they're going to take you down because I'm coming at you hard now, girl. You messed up and you knew not to. We've already had this tango twice. We'll deal with that again, like I said, different time. But this is just what I saw today on Starr's Live.
Who frequently involve themselves in online controversies. Another point to consider is that constantly chasing clout can lead to stress, anxiety, and a distorted sense of self-worth. It's important to prioritize your well-being over online fame. Lastly, think about the long-term consequences. Building a genuine, positive presence online is much more sustainable. That's a wrap for today's video. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let us know in the comments, have you ever encountered a clout chaser?
Have you guys in my chat ever encountered a clout chaser? Have you seen clout chasers? Do you think I'm a clout chaser? If you're still over here. Oh, Roberta, I saw your thing and I want to take it off because that video was playing. My uncle caught a rattlesnake and tried to keep it as a pet. Yeah, those are not good ones to have as pets. My other uncle caught him, gone, and took care of the snake. See, here's the thing. You don't want a wild snake as a pet because if they're wild, they're going to stay wild. Any kind of pet snake needs to be bred in captivity. Like mine, I actually got her through the mail, through FedEx, through a website that you get for like a marketplace for reptiles and stuff. And she came from Waco. She was teeny tiny, about like maybe 5 or 6 inches, looked like a string of spaghetti when I got her, and she was bright pink. And now she's about 4.5 feet long, but she's only the width of maybe your thumb. And she's like whitish and pink with pink eyes. And her name's Rosie. But yeah, don't take wild snakes inside. They bite. Those guys are dangerous. But yeah, I mean, do y'all think I'm a clout chaser? For real. I don't get it. Do I sound crazy? Everybody says I'm crazy up here. Oh, are you crazy? You did this and you crazy or something? They don't listen to what I say, for one, because they come on here with that irrational mind, just ready to tear me down. And then they leave and they want to go spread the half-truths of what they thought they heard, or they make up stuff, and that's defamation. So y'all tell me in my chat if you want to. If you don't want to, that's all right. I don't care. I know me. I know me. You can say whatever you want to say about me. I don't care. But you're not going to defame me. You're not going to threaten me. You're not going to harass me. And if you dox me, it's getting added on to everybody else's doxing stuff. I'm telling you, I have filed a very lengthy report against Maggie and her known associates. I didn't say who those known associates are. It doesn't mean all of the owls. All of the little owls are not the hackers, but certain ones that have been close to her this entire time, they are. And we do have evidence of that. I cannot share that because that's legal and it's investigation. I don't know why y'all don't understand that. Somebody tried to hack Bonnie again tonight. They tried to hack Bonnie again tonight. Yes, she and I talk. We've become good friends, and I know that entire thing and what happened and what you guys have done to that poor woman, and now what you're doing to Letitia and what you're doing to Mickey. And now you're coming at me. Yeah, and I am not the same way as everybody else. I'm not going to sit here and be real quiet because it's not my personality. You know, Bonnie is a very sweet person, and she's very timid and shy and just wanted to help people. She hasn't had her voice. I told her, come over here on my chat and be your voice all you want. You don't have to come up here and talk. Let people see what you say. Tell your story. I'm going to tell my story. Starr, I am not going to share your story about your kid or anything like that, as long with the, I've got 5 or 6 different text messages where I said that to you. Some of the ones you were saying I faked, you are showing on your screen today. They were the ones off my phone. Maybe my phone, came as a text message instead of a WhatsApp. I don't know. But are you kidding me? It was the exact same message, word for word. And you want to come up here and say that I lied and I falsified stuff and I'm just trying to put all this out here? For real? And people need to call my school or my, for real? Okay, here we go. Oh, one more.
Hi, welcome to this episode of The Daily. My name is Brendan Malone. Let me start by asking you a question. Do you know the difference between investigative journalism and advocacy journalism? Now, the reason I ask that is because this is becoming more and more of an issue. Now, let me explain. Investigative journalism, which is generally understood as journalism that goes a bit more in depth on issues, more time is taken, more footwork and investigative work is done to try and bring a complete and total picture of an issue or a story or a political policy or whatever the case might be. It's a hugely important area of journalism. It's profoundly important for a healthy functioning democracy to have a good and vibrant investigative journalism community that is following good ethical and professional standards and that is doing its job well. It really matters. Now, so it is a bit of an issue, the fact that this is a dying art, a dying profession, and we're not seeing as much of it as we used to. A lot of reasons for this. Maybe in a future episode of The Daily, I'll try and explain some of the big reasons why we are seeing this happen, but it's not a good thing. Now, what we're seeing, though, instead of investigative journalism, is we are seeing the rise of what people are calling advocacy journalism. However, I'm not convinced it's even authentic advocacy journalism. Let me explain what I mean. Advocacy journalism, I think, is really all about a journalist or a media outlet that decides that there's an issue or an injustice or something that needs a special media focus. And so they focus in on that issue or that person or that situation, and they give it a bit more detailed coverage, and they try and unpack the issue more fully. Now, in the process, though, because obviously they've taken a particular side, they're starting from a belief that there's an injustice here that demands their attention and that the public should be made aware of. So there's clearly a strong bias here, not just reporting facts anymore. Now, that's okay as long as it's balanced by journalistic balance. So if you are watching a documentary, for example, and you are presented with both sides of an issue or both sides of an ideology, and there's fair balance given, there's no trickery in the editing, one side is not completely excluded, they actually give you a balanced presentation of the case and the facts, then guess what? You are able to make a good and informed decision. And if there really is a genuine injustice here, then guess what? Society is likely to get on board and say, hey, we need to do something about this. So the key factor there is that there is still this journalistic ethics and professionalism taking place, even though there is advocacy happening. But what we're seeing a lot more of today is not what I think is advocacy journalism. Instead, it's just straight out advocacy, which is effectively propaganda. You are advocating for a particular position, a particular ideology, or a particular person's cause, but you are not doing it with any sort of balance. You are not presenting and giving equal and fair airtime to both sides or all parties involved in an issue. Instead, you are simply just pushing one particular wheelbarrow and quite strong. And I think this is really quite an important issue. I'll give you an example of this. I was watching a documentary the other night, which was presented as being about one thing, this idea of people who are basically lobbyists who pretend to be experts, but are nothing more than lobbyists. They're paid experts who turn up and politically influence things with their testimony. Now, this was interesting to me because there's a whole lot of reasons why I'd find this interesting and why I think this is an important area to explore. And particularly if you think about the healthy functioning of a democracy, it's not good having people pretending and presenting false information and presenting information under false pretenses. So I watched the documentary. The first 5 or 10 minutes or so seemed okay. It's about the tobacco industry and how in the past they'd done this sort of trickery around lobbying. Then it very quickly changes gears, and all of a sudden, it turns out the documentary is not actually about experts who present themselves as being something other than they are. Instead, it's all about the issue of climate change. And the documentary filmmakers are clearly advocating for one particular view on this issue. They have taken a very strong and clear stance. But, and I don't mind that, but the point is that they have tried to present this documentary as if it's an independent expert analysis of what's going on. But for those of us who know anything about these issues and perhaps have followed the media and all the different arguments and debates that have gone on about it over the years, it was pretty clear that there's no balance here. There's a total lack of balance. And this is not really advocacy journalism. This is certainly not investigative journalism. Not only that, but there was one particular expert who was interviewed throughout this documentary. And it was only when I went and did subsequent research away from watching this documentary that I actually discovered that the documentary was just a filmed presentation of a book or some papers that she'd already written on these issues. Now, the documentary doesn't tell you that. The documentary presents her as if she's some independent expert who's just being interviewed by these independent filmmakers, when clearly this is her work that is being presented. And I think this sort of dishonesty is not good for a whole lot of reasons. A, it's just dishonest, and it creates problems further down the track. If people do discover the real facts, they're far more skeptical about any sort of investigative journalism as a result. Secondly, this sort of deception, actually, you might think you're doing a good thing and you're benefiting your cause, but I think it harms democracy. People still have the right, I think, because of their personhood and their personal autonomy and their dignity and their rational intellect and their free will, to actually be informed properly and correctly and accurately with all of the facts and then make a decision, not just to be fooled or tricked into thinking that only one side of this particular story or situation is true. Now, I think one of the best things you can do, if you've watched a documentary or you've read a report or you've read an article and it just seems too good to be true, and what I mean by that is that you look at this and you're asking yourself, well, how the heck can this be happening? And there's no obvious explanation for why this injustice or problem should be taking place. So, for example, we're not living in some sort of tin pot dictatorship where they do this to people or they handle their political policies like this with all sorts of corruption as a matter of routine. So, this seems really totally out of touch with the reality of your society in which you live. It seems totally out of touch with the reality of the human experience. And you're thinking to yourself, why isn't anybody doing something about this? Because it's so obvious there's a problem here. Then I would encourage you to go and do some wider reading. Because if you haven't heard both sides of the story, I mean, another thing to look out for is documentaries that don't give all sides equal airtime, or don't give any airtime at all to the other side of a debate or an issue or a situation. Once again, what you need to do is go and read more widely about that particular situation or issue or ideology. And what you might be surprised to discover is more often than not, in actual fact, there are a whole lot of important facts that were missing from that particular presentation that you never received. And you need those facts in order to be able to make an informed decision. It's been my experience more often than not. I find this particularly when it comes to true crime documentaries and other things, that if you go and do a bit more investigation, when you're thinking, well, why could a sheriff do this? And why would the Justice Department do this to someone? Or why would the courts treat a person like that? When in actual fact, you do a bit more reading, you discover the case is a lot more complex, and the case against the supposedly innocent person is a lot stronger than you were first led to believe. But it's not just in that area of crime that this is an issue. There's a whole lot of journalistic presentation going on now, and a whole lot of documentary presentation going on now that is little more than the presentation of propaganda. And so it is important to read more widely and read a lot more sources than just those advocating for one side of an issue. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow on The Daily.
So, I have been out here on YouTube this whole time as an amateur investigative reporter. I've been watching all this stuff since August, trying to figure out what was going on. I've been talking to real reporters. I'm telling y'all, the guy that's the inner city press guy, he's a mentor to me. I'm talking to him about all of this on Patreon in private messages. I might show you that. That's my private information. I'm not that. Plus, I'd have to even ask him if I can show you that. I've said this since like September. Many people have heard this from me for a long time. I have a big wide web out here on YouTube. I know lots and lots of people I've followed for a long time. I know the people at Hidden True Crime because I've followed Lori Vallow's stuff. Lauren and Dr. John. I'm in their chats all the time and in their stuff. Like, I'm out here to advocate to get people off the internet and be safe. I came out here to advocate for internet safety and online harassment as silken justice. That was my platform from minute one, to get somebody's kids off the internet and keep people from stalking him. Whether you like him or not, you are in the wrong. Now that is going to be handled differently depending on how people want to proceed from here. Because the person involved in that, she's moved past that group. She's not even involved there anymore. Some of the other people that were there that saw it, they still are. Some of them that saw it, I've really realized are pretty nice people. And some of them that saw it, Miss Double D's with the sparklies, want to keep drama. So that's going to be handled. But over here at Starr's channel, no, this ain't going to happen, girl. You should have known. Plotter, you read all my court stuff with my court case. You should have known not to go down this route with Risa. Because Risa keeps everything. I've 400 pages from my court case. And I would sue them tomorrow if they didn't have sovereign immunity. It's how I already know who to go talk to tomorrow, to go say, look at this before I send it to them. And then I send it to you, not from my lawyer. And if you choose to oblige, we don't have to go to lawyer. If you don't, you'll have a certain time limit, and then you're going to get it from the lawyer served, even in the UK, because Risa knows how to do things. And Risa has money to do it if she wants to. My husband and I, we are not rich. We are blessed beyond means, but we are both professionals. We both know how things work in the professional realm. We're not rich. We're average middle class America. But I'm not out here asking money on YouTube for anything. For anything. Other than my friend's daughter who had cancer that I asked for once in December when I first came out and thought this was a real thing. I got $100. Actually, I got more than that, but the person who they gave it to, he only gave me $100. They were losing their house and their electricity because their daughter was in cancer in the hospital. She's still in cancer. They're doing much better too, Miss Jasmine. If you were with me at the beginning of my journey, and remember Miss Jasmine, she's still fighting. Please pray for Jasmine, but their family is doing much better. We got them the help here locally through the organizations that help with when you're in crisis like that, because their family has been in crisis. She's fought leukemia since September. If you haven't heard about Jasmine, she is in my testimony coming up. She got diagnosed with leukemia in September, and her mom went to high school with me, good friend of mine, and I had told her that I have some contacts if she needs to get into the Ronald McDonald House at the hospital, because I had some contacts with it from our business. And she called me and said they couldn't pay for their bills. They couldn't pay for their gas, their electric, their mortgage. She had her car repoed. So I was scrambling, trying to help my friend be able to survive
and put food on the table for her 5 other children while she's in the hospital with her daughter who is in leukemia chemotherapy treatments. That's where I started on YouTube, my first day on YouTube. That's where I started. If you've been listening to me this whole way, you know what I'm talking about. So just a couple more before we wrap up, because I really am just about done. I saw, this is for Letitia and for Mickey especially. I just saw this afternoon when I was kind of looking around for stuff to address this. And this is in Texas here. So Letitia, you're Texas with me. So you really need to know this. Here we go. And then I'll explain it just a bit after it plays.
Did you know Texas has now drafted a law that addresses doxing? Doxing is the publication of someone's private or personal information, their identifiers, online. Through this year, Texas did not have a law that specifically addressed doxing. The legislature has addressed that and created a law that goes into effect September 1st of this year, and it makes doxing a Class A misdemeanor. That's punishable by up to a year in jail and up to a $4,000 fine. Did you know that Texas has now created a law to address doxing? Did you know Texas has now drafted a law that addresses doxing? Doxing is the publication of someone's private or personal information, their identifiers, online. Through this year, Texas did not have a law that specifically addressed doxing. The legislature has addressed that and created a law that goes into effect September 1st of this year, and it makes doxing a Class A misdemeanor. That's punishable by up to a year in jail and up to a $4,000 fine. Did you know?
So, yes. Here's the information on that if you want to go look that up. This was just passed in May 2025. It will go into effect September 1st, 2025. I'm just telling everybody out here in the States, if Texas does something like this and it passes through and it starts working, you know everybody else is going to do it too. Think about Amber Alert, where Amber Alert came from, because Amber Hagerman, she was from the Dallas area. So it is called the New Texas Doxing Law, effective September 1st, 2025. I'm going to put it in the chat. It is House Bill, having to go back and forth here really quick. House Bill 3930. 3930, and it is called David's Law 2.0. This is in the Texas state. Like I said, many of the other states around us, especially the red states, they'll start following suit. And I've been telling y'all this whole time I've been on YouTube that this stuff is coming down the pipe, because the government is seeing this as a problem. They're seeing the crypto scams as a problem. And it's not just in the United States, it's global. So some of those, I'm telling you, they're investigating. I don't know why y'all don't believe me. So it makes it doxing a criminal offense in Texas. It will specifically prohibit posting private or identifying information online with intent to harass, intimidate, or harm. This includes names, phone numbers, addresses, family details, workplace, or identifying data. I'll read it again. Specifically prohibits posting, not just saying, posting of any kind, saying it, typing it, any of that, private or identifying information online with intent to harass, intimidate, or harm. This includes phone numbers, names, addresses, family details, workplace, and identifying data. I'm going to show you a picture. I just took a screenshot of what I'm doing here. Let me show you what I'm reading off of. See, as teachers, we think on our feet like this. We think, here we go. That's what I was reading off of. This applies to social media, YouTube, emails, group chats, and
live streams. This would also include Discord. It falls underneath this, especially if it is a public Discord. Penalties range from Class B misdemeanor to felony, depending on severity and intent. Intent to cause harm, mental anguish, or incite others to act makes it a criminal offense, even if the information is publicly available. Mic drop. Just leave it on there for a minute, let you read it just a little bit more. Let you think on it just a little bit more. Some of you are messing around and you're about to really find out. I'm going to look more into this law and look into all the specifics. Look into the grandfather, like when it happened, because, you know, like the law that they put on where Diddy was they were able to sue him. That was one of these that was backdated. If it happened between this day and this day a long time ago, I bet this one is too. It's not going to be new offenses because this is an ongoing issue. This is why they're making this into a law. And I'll have to see how it affects if you're in a different state or in a different country. But Risa got some investigating to do now. And I'll see if the U.S. Government is looking into this. And I've told y'all I have the best senators and reps. And I'm already talking to them about some other things. We're going to be talking about this specifically with YouTube, with those lawmakers. I will see it happen. Even if it takes a little bit, we're going to get to them. Because Letitia, we got Ted Cruz on our side, girl. We're going to get to Ted Cruz because I know how. I've already talked to his office once about my school case. So, no, y'all are messing around with the wrong people. You better stop. You better back off. You better apologize. Or you're going to find out really fast that what you're doing is going to put you in a place you don't want to be. I have not been lying this entire time about any of this. Golly. So it's just, y'all just, it's incensed me today. Oh, here we go.
Convicted killer Taylor.
Not her. Go watch her though, because man, that case is that lady is a absolutely. You want to talk psycho? You want to say I'm a psycho? You go watch this lady. She and this guy. They're the psycho, and I'm gonna have to read that. I don't think he can still appeal. I don't think there's any way he can still appeal. But I watch Law and Crime Network. I watch their stuff for all my crime stuff. They had stuff on Diddy. When they do their stuff, they have a law firm that they sponsor and have paid promos for. That law firm is called, let me see. I got somebody talking here. Oh, that woman is great. Yeah, go look up Taylor Shabusiness. Bailey Sarian did a thing on her, and man, it's just, if y'all know who Bailey Sarian is, I can show you. Tell me, Kirsty, if you know who Bailey Sarian is, and I can show you real fast before I leave. And me too. Yeah, I watch Law and Crime all the time for my news stuff, and they are sponsored by Morgan & Morgan. And what Morgan & Morgan do, they are a law firm that does civil law and fighting for civil cases. If you have been had damages, like defamation, car accidents, workers' comp, unlawful firing, I've talked to these guys about my case. I've been told they have sovereign immunity unless they say another thing. We can't do anything because that's how our system has worked. That's how I'm talking to the state lawmakers. I'm going to be talking to Ken Paxton in the next couple of weeks once school gets up and going about my case there to see if we can stop something like this happening to another teacher. Because, and by the way, I've never been suspended and I did not get my teaching license revoked. Miss Darcy Diamond that wanted to say that today. None of those ever happened. See, that's defamation. You've not heard my whole story, and if you have, you went over there and you completely lied, because that never happened, and I can prove it. So you want to keep up that, okay, just know there's consequences. So this is Morgan & Morgan.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For almost 30 years, we've represented hundreds of thousands of people and have collected billions of dollars in settlements and verdicts for things that were wrongfully taken from our client, their health and loved ones, financial security and peace of mind, standing up for people, bringing those to justice who did them wrong. We fight bullies and rule breakers for a living. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
So what they do not take cases unless they know they're going to win. And they're pro bono. So if you're fighting out here on the YouTube streets and you're needing to fight defamation, and you can prove without a shadow of a doubt that they have defamed you like I can, not like Maggie. Maggie, they didn't defame you at all. And you're just as much a part of everything. If you're not being straight and narrow, they aren't going to take your case. Like me? Oh, yes. So, I'm going to be calling them tomorrow again. I've already talked to them once, a couple months back, about this defamation out here on YouTube. And if it's not helpful for me, it'll be helpful for somebody else to know that that's somewhere you can go, that they will advocate for you, for your rights. And I do have private attorneys, too, that I'm talking to locally and through an associate friend of mine. So, yeah. And yeah, that's how you learned about it with Bailey. Here is Bailey Sarian. Let me show y'all really fast if you've never heard of her. Bailey Sarian. I'm going to play like a bunch.
Hi, friends. How are you today? My name is Bailey Sarian, and today is Monday, which means it's Murder, Mystery, and Makeup Monday. Hi, if you're new here.
So she does crime stories. She did one on Taylor's Business, and it's a beast. Let me see. Let's just do Taylor. I'll show you which one to go watch. This one.
Hi, friends. How are you today? My name is Bailey Sarian, and today is Monday, which means it's Murder, Mystery, and Makeup Monday. If you're new here, hi. My name is Bailey Sarian, and on Mondays, I like to sit down. I've been...
So she does her makeup while she does stories. I listen to her in the car sometimes, I just need something to listen to, and she has interesting stories. So I'm going to listen to her. Props to Bailey Sarian. Yes, to Bailey Sarian. So, all right, that I think is all I have here, unless somebody has any questions for me in the chat before I wrap up. And no, I'm not going to do this out here. I'm not going to go to your panel because you demand I come up for you to attack me. You think I'm stupid. I'm an assault survivor. Why would I do that knowing what would happen? Just so you can make more drama and more clout. And that's clout chasing. I've told you, leave me alone and don't talk on me. I don't want to have a fight with you. But you wanted to do it anyway. You wanted to do it and I didn't even know it, talking about pictures, which, I'm going to show those pictures that you say are so crazy. One last night I already showed. That video got taken down from the minions, not from you guys. The other video, other picture you want to talk about, I'll show you. It was a joke picture. You don't want to tell people the context of that picture. Oh no, I'll show it. I have no problem. My husband's pissed about that you're saying all of that stuff. He knows exactly what it is, and he okayed me to say it and show it. Are you insane that you think you're going to do this on me? So, all this said, let me see if there's anybody in my chat. Any question? Because I am wrapping up in just a few minutes. Just a couple more minutes. Sorry, I'm looking for something over here on my sounds.
And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full. I traveled each and every highway and more, much more than this. I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do, saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all, and I stood tall and did it my way. I've loved.
Okay, that's enough of that. Sorry, I do it my way here. This is my channel. I can do it my way here. So, what happens if you don't remove the snakes from underneath your house? Well, first, they're going to keep breeding down there. There can also be other kinds of snakes that live with them, like they're called coach whips. They are not venomous. They're like really long. They look like, a whip, like Indiana Jones whip. They live with them. They're down there because they want food. And usually out here in the country, it's, rodents and stuff that they're eating. And what they'll end up doing, if they can find a way into your house, they will go into your house and you're going to have them in your house. So you got to make sure like anything like that is sealed. Now, those houses are showing they have a crawl space under. So if it's a brick foundation on concrete, they're not going to get under your house, but you can find them just all around. It depends on where you live too. If you live in town, you're going to have less chance to have one versus out in the actual country. Depends on what part of Texas you're in, different things like that. That was a good question though. But yeah, and they can also, if they can get in the plumbing, they can come through your pipes and come up into your toilet. I've also heard that happen. And they'll come into your toilet. Let's see. I was just curious. I'm considering moving to Texas with my family. I love Texas. I've only lived in Texas my whole life. I love it here. I live in that like dryish climate, not quite as hot as Vegas, but hot and dry climate. And out here I live near the Lubbock area. That's where I'm at. It's the New Mexico side of Texas. I don't ever tell my direct city. It's a big area. When I say Lubbock area, it's not like just a town. It's like a giant section of Texas. The part that sticks up. Let's just do it that way. The part that sticks up. Amarillo and Lubbock and in through there. I currently live in Toronto, Canada. Yes, it's a completely different climate. My husband has buddies who live in Minnesota and Michigan. And some of them have actually thought about moving down here because they're tired of being up there. But yeah, it sounds crazy. And actually, cats keep them away. They don't like cats. So a lot of people around here will actually have cats because the cats will try to eat them. And then they can get bit by the cat though too. And then they can train your dogs to not to like that place I showed earlier that did the removal. They also train your dogs to know where it's there so they don't get bit and like to find them and stuff. So you're moving to Texas tonight. Hey V Goddess, I saw you got flack in Letitia's. I have seen things in the past on you. I also believe in grace, and I believe that we can learn from mistakes in the past. Just you're welcome over here. Don't cross the line with me, and everything's going to be cool. But yeah, I saw what they did to you over there in Star's chat today. I saw it after it was finished because I was with my family in a church all day. Golly, you're moving to Texas tonight. The stars are bright, big and bright. They've done the stars of Texas. I was out in the pool last night with my husband after the Minion thing, and we were just out underneath the stars. Because I live in about my city is about it's less than 20,000. It's a really small, kind of out in the middle of nowhere. And then I live on the outskirts of town. And then you go out in the country, like where my grandma lives or out where our cows are, and you really see the stars. They have special places out here closer down to El Paso where you can go and rent a cabin thingy like they do with the Northern Lights that has the glass dome where you can go and sleep under the stars under the glass dome. It's like on one of my bucket lists to do here anyway, because I can't afford to go to Finland or Iceland or wherever they do those. Norway. I have Bengals. They love hunting. I never have to worry about spiders and flies. See, I don't like cats. I am an anti-cat person, but to each his own. To each his own. I'm a doggy person. Oh, trophies. You're a two champion. I'm just me. I'm tired of this nonsense. I've been part of this and they want to pretend I'm not. They want to pretend they don't know me. I've been here this entire time. I'm in a slow growing because this is not what I came out here to do. But man, God put me here for a reason. And I'm not giving up. And my God that y'all want to ridicule and make fun of, he protects me. He protects me. So I'm not scared of you. I made that quite clear. I'm not scared of you guys. Y'all just need to really check your behavior and fix some things because you're about to be getting a lot of legal documentation from me. And it's going to come email, and it may have to come U.S. mail as well. And then if it has to, it will be actually served because we're done. I say I'm saying the people that I am friends with now that you're doing this to. Multiple of us. We're done. We are done. So you can have my little present here just for you. I got a big old pile of poo. Go out and get you some cow patties outside in the stables. We just had a new calf. Her name is Elsie. I got to name her Elsie from the milk company, the Gandy's milk. She's Elsie. And it's an inside joke with my husband. So the next one is going to be Daisy for do a dollop of Daisy with the sour cream. We name the females. We don't name the males. The males go to market because they're beef cattle. If you eat beef, if you don't eat beef, you're vegetarian. Sorry, we eat beef, and they're beef cattle. But the girls we keep, and then that builds up a herd, and we have more calves in the future. And like if you heard my other story, the money from that goes to a college fund for my children. It's something we did with some COVID money that we fell into with my Cherokee heritage that everybody else also wants to make fun of. Thanks for that, guys. Thank you so much. Why we like to hate so much and we just like to make fun of people for who they are and then say, but here you are. Why, how dare they make fun of me? This is just who I am. I can't help who I am. This is who I am, and you're just going to have to deal with it. Sorry, not sorry. My dream is to have a hobby farm, some chickens and goats. I couldn't handle the real farm for now, maybe some years of experience. So I don't know if you saw mine that I did a few days ago where I showed our bull. His name is Gator, and his harem. He has a harem, and we have calves. And when we have our calves, like I said, the females we keep for breeding the next year and build up a herd, and then the males we sell, the bulls we sell, and then if it's like a female that we just need to get rid of because she's not producing or something, we've had to sell one here and there. We had one struck by lightning. That was interesting. We have donkeys out there because they keep the coyotes away. And then my in-laws have the barnyard. My in-laws have the barnyard. They have the goats, the mini goats, ducks, chickens. I don't even know what all else they have. They have really cute mini goats. I'll have to take pictures next time I go out there and show you because they're super cute. My husband's like, bring home a goat. I'm like, no. We have huge monster black labs that keep wanting to eat the kittens that were born next door. They're having a mini goat. No. Gator is cute. And he's huge. But he tramples around out. I have to, like I said, I'll have to get up some videos of him. It's funny to watch him because he's a young bull. He's a good bull for us, but he just flumps around out there and just goes out all over. He has a harem. He has a harem of about 13 or 14 girlfriends. We bought 6 cows in 2021 with some COVID money that we lucked into. And now we have 14 and we've sold several. Our 6,000, our 4,000 investment has turned into a $35,000 or $40,000 profit so far. And like I said, all that money is going into a trust for our boys, where when they graduate, my older son has a couple more years. My younger son is just going into middle school right now. They'll have money to go to college, to get a starter house or apartment. If they decide to do a trade, to pay for class, whatever certification classes, stuff like that. It's for my boys. Gator is having he has a lot of fun. He has a lot of fun out there with his harem. He does. I love animals. My in-laws have horses. We had to move them because they were eating all of our cow feed and they're old and you can't even ride them. They're not even broken. My husband hates them. He wanted them to get rid of them. So we do have some horses out there though. We have 2 jackasses out there, 2 donkeys out there. And one of them is mean. One of them's red and one of them is a reb, like rebel. And I can't remember which one. I think red is the one that's mean. He bites. So I'll show pictures next time I go. My husband goes out there more than me. He just went yesterday, in fact, to check on our new calf. And have y'all ever heard of Elsie, the calf, like with the Gandy's milk? Do y'all know what I'm talking about? It's the slogan calf. It's the name for the cow. Jackass, yeah, those donkeys are stubborn. The jackasses are the donkeys. They're stubborn. Y'all know what I'm talking about with the milk? I'll have to tell y'all our story later. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll have to go find the thing and I'll show you. It's an inside joke with my husband that it's hilarious. He finally let me name one Elsie because his buddies spoofed him. So he used to work at a store where he sells musical equipment, and at the store he used to work at, his buddies played a joke on him, and they wrote L. Here, I'll write it in the chat. They said he needed to call this person right here, L.C. DeCow. Okay. And my husband says things really, really fast. He talks just real fast. So they said, this person called and they left a phone number. You call him back about a sale because he sells pianos. So he called this person back. He goes, yeah, I need to talk to Elsie. Okay, sir. Can I help you? Yeah, I need to talk to Elsie the cow. Sir, I think you have the wrong number. No, I was told here to call Elsie the cow. Sir, somebody's playing a joke on you. No, I work at the store here and they see I need to call Elsie the cow. And she said, this is the Gandy's milk company. The production company. She said they're playing a joke on you. So now our cow is it's Elsie. This is a long time ago, and I finally got to name one instead of my niece and my in-laws. So I have Elsie the cow now out there. And the next one is gonna be Daisy for the dollop of Daisy, that company, that the Daisy sour cream company. And yeah, Elsie the cow. There's just a last little laugh. I'm going to end up really quickly here. I got to end up with this final little summation because I got to go back into serious. We're having a joke. Now I'm going to be a little serious. This live stream is not an act of retaliation. This live stream is not retaliation. This is a public record of legal notice. Starr, you've been given every opportunity to retract and correct your knowingly false claims. I sent you an email. I called you. You didn't answer. I left you a voice message. It was very nice, just like I'm talking over here. I may sound a little firm. It's because I'm a little mad, but it was not chewing you out and cussing and screaming and anything like that. So if you want to come play that game, you can play that voicemail for everybody. You can have at it. You're choosing to double down, incite others, or continue to spread defamation. It's your choice. Past here, this is your final warning. Take down the video you did of me today. Retract the false statements you made against me and cease all commentary and contact with me. If it's out here on the YouTube streets, you want to say hey and be nice, okay. Otherwise, no. Plotter, same goes for you, except you were in the chat. Anything you put over there that was false statements against me that you know are false, that I can prove through all of the text messages and emails that we have when you were actually friendly with me that you want to say we weren't, you go ahead and say that all you want because I'm going to file on you too. Even though you're in the UK, over there in England, I can get it to you too. I know how. Y'all stop it. If not, I will proceed using every legal and every platform resource available because truth backed by law is stronger than gossip backed by ego. This is not a game, and this is all documentation. Darcy Diamond, the same thing goes for you. Retract, apologize, and shut your mouth. And stay away from me. You can't tell me what to do or where to go or who I can talk to or not talk to. You're not my mama. Okay? Ralph and all that other crew, I have no beef with you unless y'all want to come back at me again. This is all just me and her. Everybody else, I don't even care. As for anyone else watching, if you think you're protected by a screen name or a comment thread, understand this. The law doesn't stop at your keyboard. Just because you're typing something doesn't mean you cannot be held responsible. Period. Oh, y'all are saying stuff over here. I can go pull it up. I'm going to pull it up. If you come over here, if you want to drop hate over here, I'm going to show it and I'm going to show everybody and we'll address it. Like, come over here and hate if you want to hate. Okay. You're laughing at my Elsie the cow. Yep, Elsie, that's right. I would name a donkey Ralph. I'm not going to go that far. I didn't name the donkeys either. These were my, they were out with the horses before we got cows. I'm not going to go that far. I'm not that petty. Risa, all of their lives are retaliation, slander, and bullying. Exactly. And they're being recorded and they're going to be turned into a massive report. They don't understand why they don't know that this is actually happening. I just haven't put it out here for everybody to see. I'm waiting on YouTube to get back to me about it. I am too. I want Plotter to cam up. Plotter, come on, you cam up someday. We're waiting on you. You want to talk an awful mighty big talk. Now it's time to see you in action. So come on, we want to see you. Darcy is darkness. I don't know if I'd go that far, but she's my little darkness shadow. She's my malignant shadow. She wants to come around anytime I'm on a live and then go over there in that Discord and tell them all kinds of lies and things I said, completely tell them the opposite. She said today that I had medications I don't have prescriptions for. Are you insane? Everything I take medication-wise, A, it's none of your dang business. B, I have a disability that you don't understand anything about. Everything I have is prescription. I don't have any kind of illegal drugs in my house, period. I'm a freaking teacher. You're supposed to be a teacher too. You don't act it. Keep going here. Ralph is a squatter, allegedly. I don't know what happened with all that with Ralph. I've tried to figure all that out, and I had so much other stuff going on. I haven't even figured it all. I'm glad he's safe. I'm glad that his girlfriend, and I'm glad that his son is safe. I was worried about their safety, especially his son's safety. When I found out he was there, that alarmed me a little bit. I'm not saying anything else. I'm not calling CPS because it's not my case. I can't even do that, even if I wanted to. Not with that. You guys don't realize there's law, there's legal stuff that we're trained in. Darcy, if you're a teacher, you know this. If you're a real teacher in a real school with a real teaching degree, you have to do all these trainings too. You know this. You come over there and you lie on me, what the heck is wrong with you? So I don't know about Roth being a squatter. I have no clue. I've been getting my classroom ready. I'm going tomorrow. What time is it? Geez Louise, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I gotta get up after a while. I gotta finish up real quick. Yeah. Yes, I do. I'll address him later. He's been off and on, and that one we'll do a different time. I'm not mad at him. With all this being said, I gotta go to bed. I didn't realize it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm tired, and I gotta get up and take my son to work out, and I gotta go work tomorrow. So with that, you guys have an awesome afternoon, evening, morning, or night. Love to all. Peace out. And yeah, later, Gators. Bye, guys.